Hiya.
Hello, hello.
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 Hello. How's everybody?
Very well, thank you.
Good. I don't know if I mentioned, you know, the sun.
The sun.
It's a circle.
Oh,
You need to find an object to draw around, unless you want to freehand it. Oh, that looks interesting, Shelley. What is that? Oh, it's a wine glass. You could have a full one and then empty it, I guess. And turn it.
I'm going to put you.
Oh yeah, but
Oh, it's a Prosecco glass or something. That's a good idea.
it's one of those plastic ones. You put it. It's got a thing that goes on the bottom.
You need something to draw around, unless you're quite happy to freehand it. I'm just using one of my old, you know, the glitter we did at Christmas. I'm just using.
Didn't think of that.
It's about 5 centimeters in diameter if you want measurements. But just something round that you're happy to draw around for your son. But you can draw freehand. Completely up to you.
So I need a circle. Do I need a
circle?
A circle.
On my picture, it's about 5 centimeters. It's quite size of a Prosecco glass Shelley's got, I reckon. If you want any day. Emma's going to down hers, and when we get to that part, you can turn it over and draw around it. Perfect solution. I like that. I thought of that one. Like the sound of that one. If you've just come in, I forgot to mention you need something to draw around for your son. You can freehand it if you like, but I just drew around my glitter pot. Or if you have a Prosecco glass, it'll work. Or wine glass, probably too big. What have you got, Leanne? Pencil sharpener. Oh,
and candle holder.
A candle holder. There we go.
It's because it's the closest thing to me.
I just have a glitter sit here. I quite often, those glitter pots that we used at Christmas, I always draw around those. So, if it's a round circle, it will be probably a glitter pot I grab to draw around. You can have a compass if you want to be very technical, but I don't tend to do that. If in doubt, I just freehand it. Anyway, how is it up in Scotland, Kirsty?
Hi, Debbie.
Hello. Have you got snow?
No, we're at the coast, so we don't get snow very often.
Okay, you just get lots of wind and rain.
That's it.
That's nice though. I think we have impending snow, I believe.
What more?
I think so.
Oh.
Saturday or Sunday.
Is it Saturday, Sunday? Or possibly Monday? It'll probably be slush or something, hopefully. Hopefully it's not as icy as it was, because
I left your phone down there, please.
I can't say I enjoyed the icy bit. The snow bit was all right. That's always the way. The snow day's fine.
I haven't got any. Bit of sleet on Saturday, that's it.
Who said that? Who has sleet on Saturday?
Sarah. Sorry, yeah.
Sarah.
It just says sleet on Saturday for Caversham.
Okay. Well, maybe that's all we're going to get then, with a bit of luck. It'll just melt. If it stays like this, it'll melt. I don't mind if it snows and just disappears. It's the ice that's what I don't like. My car had to go off to the garage very early on Monday morning, and it took me a good 45 minutes to get in it. And it's not an old car. It was literally, the lock was iced up. Everything was iced up. I'm just letting everyone in at the moment. If you have just arrived, you need something to draw around. Now I've got my glitter pot. Shelley's got the top of her Prosecco cup when she's finished. She's going to down it at that point, turn it upside down, draw around it. You will need something to draw around for your son, or you can freehand it. That's absolutely fine, whatever you decide to do. Let's have a look what you've got. You can draw around. Just wait for everyone to arrive. That looks all right, Amy. That's a good idea. What is that?
A lid of some bottle I found.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, deodorant bottle or something like that. Top of that will work, something like that. Whatever you've got, that will work. What's the time? I'll give me one more minute. And we will make a start. So I will mute everyone, but I will allow you to chat to me if you need to. But if you do, just make sure your mic's turned back off again. Otherwise, oh, I want someone stuck. Can't find the link. Just bear with me. Just letting someone in at the moment. There you go. Where is my?
Okay. Oh, turn that off then. Log out and turn that off.
Someone having problems? Okay, just sent that. Stu's coming in. Just wait for Caroline. Sorry for that, everybody. I was just sending someone the link. Yep, so we are working. We've got no cling film today, no salt. Kept it quite simple. It's a circle in your little wax candle or giant candle if you've got the kind of giant one. I know. Bryony's got a great big candle she works with. There she is. There she is. Cool. We can make a start. Good. Right, everybody. Now, hopefully you know we're going to be painting this today. I'm going to be working vertical. So you're going to divide your picture into 4 that way. If you do that, and then I'll give you some measurements and I shall go down to my other camera and we can get started. If everyone could just please mute yourselves. Lovely, thank you. My grid here, go down. I'm just going to spotlight me as well. Sorry, just bear with me, just doing all the technical bits. There we go. Right, here we go. So we're going to start to put a grid on. Let me just make sure you can see that. Right, so we're going to start from the middle of your cross and you're going to go out to the right 9 dots 1 centimetre apart. Has someone still got their
Sorry, I can't. Hang on.
That's right, I'll mute. It's all right. Hold on, let me mute you.
Hang on.
It's all right.
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Right.
So I'm just gonna...
Right.
Who is that?
It's Linda. I'm Linda.
Linda, let me have a look, Linda. Where is my?
It was Nicola booked me in.
That's all right.
Oh, is that all right?
Yeah, yes. Sarah, Barrow, where do I mute everybody again? I always forget this bit.
Go to participants, click on participants.
Yeah, got that.
Pull the thing to the side.
I'll mute.
And right down the very bottom, it'll say mute all.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Right.
Right, I've done it. Don't worry. Yay. There we go. All sorted. That means that's good. Right. So, and then we're going to go back to the middle and you're going to go up 12 dots 1 centimetre apart. 9, up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. And then back to the middle and then down 8 dots 1 centimetre apart. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the middle and out to your left 8 dots 1 centimetre apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think some of you today are part of the Stronger Together group, so lovely to see you here as well. If you've got any questions, anybody, please just unmute yourselves and I will try to explain. I don't quite understand everything. So what we're going to do, and how we're going to actually do this, is we're going to put the sails on first and then the boat, and then we're going to put the mountains and then the top bit will go on last. So we're going to put the sails on first of all. So I'm going to create a little box to do that. So what I want you to do is from the center here, go out 3.5 and come down 5.5 and draw yourself a dot. So out to the right, 3.5, and then come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and just draw yourself a dot. And then I want you to go back to the middle of the cross, and you're going to come out 0.5 centimetre, and then you're going to come down 1.5 centimetres and draw yourself a dot. So 0.5 centimetre across to the right, down 1.5 centimetres and draw yourself a dot. And then draw yourself a dot at the 2 centimetre marker, a little bit bigger than you normally would. So you know that's your marking up, working off that dot as well. And then come back to the middle and come down 5.5, and then just go out 0.5 centimetre and draw yourself a dot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and then approximately about 0.5 centimetre and draw yourself a dot. So what I've given you is, I'm going to draw in the next picture, the dots to join up, dot to dot, to do the first sail. Now, if you need to adjust yours slightly, please do. But what we're wanting is that pointy up sail that comes down and round and curves round, and you have a flat bottom, as you can see in the picture. So just join those up. I'm just working on the side here. I've got mine there, look. Just joined mine up, dot to dot. Little sail. And the more you make this rounded, the more wind it's got in it, basically. So you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. If you want to change stuff, feel free to. Just make sure everyone's keeping up. Anyone got any questions? Please let me know. Thumbs up if that's all right and everyone's happy and they've got their sail on. Just checking everyone's back. Good. So I've got WhatsApp going there. Right, let's put the next sail on. So we're going to work on the second sail now. I'm going to put this little box on so we know how to work it. So what we want to do is you're going to come down. We've got this, so this is so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually 5. And you come down 5.5 centimetres here. And you're just going to go out slightly. There should be a little gap in between the two sails that you drew. So you're going to come down to 5.5 and just draw yourself a dot adjacent to the bottom of the other sail, basically, and that's the bottom of this sail here. Is what you're working on, this little dot here. So you've drawn this sail here, and we're going to pop this one in now. And you're going to draw a line from the 1 centimetre marker on the left down to that dot that you've just drawn. So it should be on the 5.5 centimetre bottom because that's where the other boat was. Just draw yourself a gentle line.
Debbie, I'm really sorry. Can I just ask you a question for a second? We're just on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah. What would you like to know?
So the very first sail, is that sort of 5 centimetres from the midpoint, the bottom of it? Did you say?
It's here.
Yeah.
That's 5. That's the 5. It's 5.5. Comes down
5.5 at the bottom and 3.5 wide. Did you say?
Let me do it again.
So sorry.
So out 3.5.
Yeah.
Down 5.5. Draw yourself a box. And then we need to put the dots on for the sails. So you need to do a dot. You go out 1/2 centimetre, down 1.5 and draw yourself a dot. Just highlight the 2 centimetre dot because you're going to need that to work off. You're going to work off this corner dot here on that square I just gave you. And you're going to come straight across to the left along that line and you go in 1/2 centimetre. Where's the picture? Then you just join them up. So begin that dot, 2, down to the corner and across, and down. Is that right? Who was that?
Hi, it's Nicola and my family. So I think we're there. I'm also riding with Linda. It's our first night.
That's all right, absolutely fine. As long as you, is that all right? If you got that on there?
Yeah, we have. Thank you.
That's all right. And you'll still be able to see on the next piece of paper what I've drawn, and I'll always have it in red what I've drawn. So here you can see I've got the other sail on there in red. We've done that one. And so that's got to line up with the 5.5. This is all 5.5 along here, this bit here. So where have we got to? So we've drawn. So what you need to do is we're working on that 5.5 centimetre line here and just come in so you've got a dot adjacent to the other sail here. And go up to the 1 centimetre dot to the left and just draw yourself a line down to that. I've done that on mine here. And then I've just drawn, that's my dot there, just gone in slightly at the 5.5 and just draw myself a line up there like that. Once you've got that, Tom, we're going to draw a line out. So this is your 2.5 centimetre marker. So come out from the 2.5 centimetre marker and draw yourself a line down. So 2.5, draw yourself a line straight down to meet that 5.5 centimetre line. So you've got a kind of almost like a sail already. Looks like that. So out 2.5 and join it down here, the 5.5 centimetre line. Then I want you to just draw a line, get your ruler at the 2 centimetre marker and just draw yourself a line across the top there and draw yourself a little dot. So we've got the markers, that dot, and they're your corners of your sail. And obviously this sail tilts a little bit, so I'm just going to get it to tilt. Now you can use the top of your other one, like we've done before when we've done the deck chairs, and you can just slide it across. I personally would do that, or on my one, you can tilt it to the 1 centimetre and you can draw through and do it like that. I'm going to just take my ruler across there, and use the sail I've already drawn, use that angle, slide my ruler across, and I'm just going to get the top of my sail like that. And I will rub that out, rub that out, rub that out. And I have sail number 2. In there. Is everybody all right with that? Or would you like me to go over that? So just use your other sail as a guide, because they're similar. So whatever you draw on your paper, it needs to be your sails on your boat need to match. So you can tidy it up and just play around with it a little bit. Feel free to ask if you need to get me to stop. I really don't mind. Thumbs up if you have got that and you're fine with all that. Goody good. Right, you can just pop your little one on there. This one. Who says?
It's Amy. On the second, yeah,
This
thing
one,
that we did, how far out does the bottom line go?
2.5. So I do a box basically like that. So from the 5.5, you just draw this line out, 2.5 up, and then you draw yourself a line out here from the 2 centimetre marker to give you your starter point there. Is that right, Amy?
Yeah, cool.
Cool. And then just use the top of your other sail. It's the same angle, and just slide your ruler across and get the top of the other one. And then you can rub out those little lines, you don't need them anymore. You've got a nice ruler like this. I found my electrical eraser. Very happy lady. Battery operated. Right. Then you're going to you're just going to freehand your other little sail. It needs to go on there as well. This is what I want you to pop on there. And you can see, and just use your eye for this one. You can see where it sits. It's about halfway on the other one. They all sit on that same plane, which is the 5.5 centimetre marker. I just tilt that one at the front there because he's kind of a little steering one at the front. I don't know the technical things for sails. I'm sure someone probably does here, but it's I don't know, is it not the spinnaker? The one thing that gets the wind in it and turns it. This one here, this little one here. So don't overthink him, just pop him on there. You can see where he sits. You can decide where yours goes and how it goes. And it's just not quite a centimetre wide, so it's about halfway. The angles at the top, pretty much the same as the other sail, sorry. So just follow those. And then give them all a little top on there. That's the top of your mast. So a line and a cross and then 2 little strings to attach it to the top of the sail. So mine behind here, I've just done mine. So I've just followed this angle slightly and I've just tipped him slightly because he's not flat. That's about halfway for me. That's probably under halfway. Give the little tops, little masks there. I'll draw the bottoms on in a little bit. And then you can draw if you can see, you can put the details on your sail like I have on there. The wooden bits. Now we will be going over this in Uniball on the next step because we're going to put the bottom boat in completely. So if you are happy your sails are good to go, you can do what you can see on the screen there and pop that in with your Uniball black pen, whatever waterproof pen you have, if you are using it. But finish them off with these little, and they fan out as they go up the boat. This one doesn't have one because it's on the other side. So just customize yours how you'd like to. It's just play around with it. This is your piece of artwork. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I'm quite happy for it to, you change things. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can add bits, take bits out. You can do more than one boat. Shelley, are you doing 2 pictures today?
Oh, I'm not.
Shelley painted 2 paintings at the same time last week. I have no idea how you did that. That was a hard painting as well. That was hard. I just managed one myself. So I'm actually going to go over mine with a Uniball, I think. So just take your time. Anyone got any questions, please ask away. Because this is the main feature of the painting. We just need to get this how we want it. Next step, you are going to be given a box and you are literally going to look at the screen and draw him in. So just make sure you're happy with your sails.
Debbie, would you just show your picture and what the strings at the top should look like? Actually on your actual picture.
Yeah. They just.
It's like a cross with just 2 lines of.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think it's there. It's just the sales.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a cross basically.
Do we go over all of it with Uniball?
Yeah, just what you can see on the screen there, Amy. Not my pencil marks, but yeah, that there. I'm just going over it. And behind the scenes here, have a look, that's what I'm doing mine at the moment. Yeah. With your super duper pen, hopefully. Good, good. Who got to go play in the snow at the weekend then? It was quite treacherous on Monday. I went walking with Amy Monday evening. It was really, really slippy. Yeah, so just be careful when you rub out the pencil, because the Uniballs, if you're using a Uniball, they have ink in them and it will smudge. So just tap your finger on it before you go in with your eraser and rub that all out. Don't rub out any of the grid lines yet, we still need them. I know you can't see them on the picture there. That's because it gets very confusing if there's lines and numbers everywhere.
I accidentally rubbed them out.
Is that Amy?
Yeah.
That's all right, let me have a look. Do you need it? You only need the, have you still got the ones across that way? The horizontal lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And then you can just measure down 7 centimetres and do yourself a dot. You'll be fine. I'll talk you through it. Right, so I've got that. I'm just going to tidy mine up. That's mine behind the scenes there. Now I'm going to rub out the pencil. I'm happy that's dry. So all I do is just tap it with my finger. Make sure it's dry. And I'm just going to wrap that, tidy it up a little bit. I find it's too busy with pencil marks everywhere. I like it looking a bit neater and I can see what's happening with it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So just take your time to get that right. And then once you have, just give me the thumbs up and then I know we're all ready to move on, but no hurry, just make sure you get that right. Because the next bit's quite complicated. Everyone goes, ooh. I can see Paul. Paul went running in the snow and Beth did, didn't you? Yes, I saw you both on Facebook or somewhere. I saw a picture of you in your running kit.
We didn't go very far.
It's quite treacherous, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't too bad. We found a bit that wasn't, nobody been on, and you just.
Okay. Did you have trail shoes on?
No.
Oh, well, you're brave. I don't think I'd be that brave.
We didn't run very fast.
Well, very far.
But it's nice though, isn't it? So it's nice to be out.
It was different. I mean, it was a joyous morning, actually.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Well, we might get it again with a bit of luck. But the icy bit can go. I like the snow, but I don't like the after bit. We don't get rid of it in this country fast enough off the pavements, actually. So just give me I've got a few new people here. How are you doing? Katerina is new. Are you doing all right? Hey. And who was the other lady? I saw her, Nicola, but you won. I'm trying to find you now. Let me have a look.
Hi there, it's Nicola here. I've got my 2 kids with me and my mum.
I'm trying to find you, Nicola, on my screen. Where are you?
Oh, I'm called Ellie Napier because we're on my daughter's computer.
Okay, well, that's what's I have a lot. I can see. Okay, cool. Are you doing all right? Any questions? Please ask away. Because when you're new, it's a bit harder to follow my system. But we work this system every week with the grids and everything. And then just join them up. But you can change it, obviously. This is your piece of artwork. So if you feel free to change stuff and draw what you want. Next bit is a little bit of freewheeling. How's Lolly doing? Hey, Lolly's got thumbs up. So if you are, you've got your sails on, please give me the thumbs up, and then I know I can move on with most of you. Jude, lovely to see you. Hey. And Hannah. We missed Hannah last week. This is straight lines-ish. A bit, yeah. Right. Katerina, are you following all right? Yeah, good, good. Right. Now, please don't get panicky when you see the next picture. It does look quite crazily busy, but it isn't too bad. Now, I'm going to give you the box to put this in. This is the enlarged version. Do not draw that underneath there. We have had that before. This is what you're going to be putting in here, but we're going to put that on first. So I'm just going to cover this bit up so not to panic you or confuse you. So we're going to get the box to put it on. Amy, you'll just need to do the measurements for yourself again. You've rubbed this bit out. We're going to come down to the 7 centimetre mark and just draw yourself a line that takes it beyond each of your sails, basically. I'm going to draw the other lines in a minute. So come down to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and draw yourself a line across the page. I've done that, basically. Now, back to the middle of your original grid that we drew right at the beginning. I need to come out to the left 4 centimetres and then bring your line down to meet that 7 centimetre line. So to the middle, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And then just draw yourself a line down to meet the 7 centimetre one.
Debbie, sorry, it's Sarah.
Yeah.
If I only go to 4, then I'm pretty much on my tiny sail. Shall I come out a little bit?
You can do, just make your boat a bit bigger. It doesn't matter. The boat is really the box where you're going to put the boat in. As long as your sail is not here.
No, it's not there.
But it might be, mine's touching. If you look at mine, oops, mine's there.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
You can extend it if you want to in a minute, if you think that's not big enough, but it will give you the parameters to draw the height of the boat, basically. So you can, all of you can extend the length of it. You'll just, you'll see how to do that in a minute once we put the rest of it on. So back to the middle here and out to the right, 3.5, and draw yourself a line to meet that 7 centimetre marker. 1, 2, 3.5. What I'm trying to do is give you that little box at the bottom here. You can see where you're going to put your boat in.
Did you say 7 or 7.5?
This bottom line here?
Yeah.
7. Then a 6 centimetre marker, draw yourself a line across. So you've got this tube basically. Yeah. Now that is the area. If you need to extend it slightly, but that's the area you're going to be drawing this boat in. And you can see on the screen here, and I'm just going to move my camera down so you can see that a bit more clearly. Just bear with me, I'm going to go down a bit. That is a bit too far away for my liking. That's better. And that is what you're going to draw in there. And you can see bottom of the boat sits on the box, bottom of the box, and it curls. So I would start from the front here. You've got this bit here that sits just below the 6 centimetre marker. Just draw yourself. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. So as long as it looks like a similar boat with a roof on it, that's all we're after. This is your boat and this is your piece of artwork. So you're going to draw yourself a line round here underneath, and it curls up to the 6 centimetre marker. And I would put the boat on first, the top bit on, and then do the details in a minute. So just get the basics of the boat on there. He just has a little lid on him where they sleep under, I suppose, or everything. This is the detail that you'll put in once you've got the bases of the boat on there. So just look at the screen and copy, basically. And then you'll do these little mask bits in a minute and you'll bring that down. So just start whichever way you feel happy to start with. I might start at the back of the boat. And take your whole line through here to start with. Get the whole curve of the boat going first. So start here. I would start at the 6 centimetre back bit here myself. Bring that round. Take that right through and bring that round just slightly lower there. And then I take that round, that back bit, join that up. So I've got that bit on the back, the top first. So let me put that on here. So no, I lost someone. Dawn?
Hi, sorry I'm late. I have book club on once a month.
I'll leave you to catch up.
I'll just catch up, yes.
Okay, mate. So I've just drawn the top of my boat in, the little top bit, and then I'll adjust it as I need to. If you need to go beyond the box I've given you, it's absolutely fine. It's just to get it in place really under the sails. It doesn't matter at all if you need to go beyond the box. It's just a rough guide for you to get the placement right for your boat. So draw the skeleton first and then add the detail last. And then the roof here, the angles match. Remember what you draw on that side. My little ruler. What you draw on that side has to match that side. It's the same with this. They need to match. Just if you need any help eventually, you can WhatsApp it to me, but just have a little go, see what you can get on there to start with. And your sails need to match up from the top bit down. Don't forget, whatever you drew up the top there needs to match at the bottom because it's coming down below. We can do that last. Fit that on in a minute. You don't have much area to work with, as you can probably realise now. If you need to use the grid up here, you can see my measurements up the top here. That's 2. My roof starts at the 2 here and goes out as a triangle, if that's any help for any of you. So use the whole picture. You've got the grid up here that you can work off. You've got this grid down here that you can work off and see how it's placed on there. There are lots of reference points. That is a reference point to start the top of the roof where they sit under, I guess, and eat all their food. I'm going to use that on mine here. Then just create a triangle that goes off behind the boat and then comes to the side with some little flaps. And then the back of it starts just inside the 1 centimetre. And just draw my angle. So I just drew, I used that 2 centimetre marker. And I just took my ruler down there, just did a dot underneath because you've got to fit the mask in somewhere. And then this one is slightly, it's about the 1 centimetre I used. Just did a dot. I did a roof. That angle needs to match that angle. And it's literally a triangle that sits top of the boat. That's the edge bit that I drew, which will be rubbed out. And then the flap over there comes down. And that's my roof put on. And I've got to put the bow, the front of the boat on my picture here. It goes outside the box that I gave you, which is fine. And then curl that round. It's quite a small area you're working in. If it's easier for you to, if you've got one of these electrical razors, it's a bit easier to rub out. This is when they come in handy, these, we don't want you to go buy loads of equipment, but this, who else? Shelley, you have one of these, don't you? Yeah, do you find it really useful?
If it's little bits, yeah, but the bigger bits I use a normal rubber.
The bigger bits. Yeah. But when you're doing something
Right.
like this is quite.
It's Laura. How do you get the rubber bit to stay in?
This?
Yeah, my end bit keeps coming out.
You've got to.
So does mine.
Yeah, I do that, but it doesn't seem to click back into that.
If you're losing, let me get away the picture. If you're losing the if you're using the eraser up,
Yeah.
it's shorter, doesn't it? You can actually use a few of those and pop it in there, and jam another one in there. It needs the pressure on this bit here that sits inside to hold it in there.
Ah.
Does that make sense? So once it starts to get shorter, which they do quite quickly, that starts to slip out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pressure. So what I do is I get that as down as short as possible, and then I save it, and then I shove it right down there.
Oh, okay.
More, yeah?
Because I was getting really frustrated with mine.
Yeah, but a new one, let me find a new one's fine. If you've got a new one in, it should be all right.
No, it just, the whole time it just pushes down because the bottom doesn't seem to click in.
Oh, so you've got to get the.
Oh, it's nowhere near as long as that, my new one.
Isn't it?
No.
What, these?
Yeah, much, about half the size, mine.
Oh, so you got these?
I don't know.
Because they should be, because that, you need the pressure there. So I'm in front of the picture.
It's a Derwent.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. I would, if they're shorter than that, they need to go back because it needs.
These are mine. Can you see Debbie in the picture?
Let me have a look.
Debbie, sorry, can I see your picture you did yourself again, please?
Yes, certainly. Hold on.
Thank you.
Welcome. There. I'm still working on them at the moment. So I did this is a 2 centimetre marker. I just took my ruler there, and that's where I started the top of the triangle. And then I just went about a 1 centimetre mark and did a dot there, and then just drew a line across. And that line needs to be parallel with that line. So I just slid my ruler across. This is the edge of my boat. As you can see, the front of my boat's come outside the box. It sits on the bottom of that 7 centimetre box. Does that help? Hopefully. I haven't put any detail in yet. I'm going to put that in. What talking about these lines. Laura, send that through to me later and I'll have a look at it.
We fine line the boat.
Yep, if what I want in there, you see that bottom picture, all the detail. So once you're happy with the outline of your boat, to go in and finish it off with your uniball. He needs to be done. Because we're just going to put the little baby boat on the back there, and we are ready to go put the mountains on and everything else.
Is your main boat a Sharpie?
Yep, Sharpie, and I do use sometimes my little micron pens, which if you can get some of these, some of you have them already. I will be doing a lot more work with these micron 003s. But yeah, it's an array of uniballs. This one I'm using. Is that Laura? Yeah. So I'm just going to fill mine in now. Very small area you're working on. There's that, here's the like cross hatching stuff you need to do.
Debbie, can I just ask, what's your tips for not getting the paper all filthy? We're on watercolour paper and when you rub stuff out, it's just going really filthy.
Do you like as in smudgy?
Yeah.
Yeah, use another piece of paper.
Yeah.
Lean your hand on it.
Oh, okay.
Across paper like that, and that will stop you making a mess with your hand. Because you get it all on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, use a piece of paper and move that across, and that'll stop you smudging everything.
And I think we also rubbed out a bit of pen as well by accident, so the pen's kind of moved.
That's all right. We'll paint and sort that out. Because we're going to putting paint all over it. We're putting paint on the sails. We can put some black paint, and we're going to put Payne's grey over it and go make it dark. So don't worry about if you've made a little bit of a mess. We can sort that out with paint.
Okay.
Paint is very handy. We can hide things if we need to. Did it smudge the Uniball?
We couldn't find Uniballs, so we're just using biros.
Okay. No, that's fine. You can get them in Tesco's. These.
I get mine in Sainsbury's. They've got loads. Sainsbury's Winnersh.
Have they?
Yeah, yeah. Very good selection.
And if you do happen upon those micron ones, I do quite like to use those as well. They give you a little bit more detail. Now, you don't have to colour the bottom of your boat with Uniball. You can do it with paint if you prefer. It's up to you. I'm going to put mine in with my Uniball.
Did you say to use a Sharpie?
Sharpies for your tree.
Oh, not for the bottom of the boat.
No, you can. If I don't, my Sharpie is too big. I think I would get in a muddle if I put my Sharpie. Is your Sharpie finer, Sarah? My Sharpie is too clumpy. I can't get in there with it.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Mine's quite big. So I'm just going to do mine behind the scenes here, working on mine. I'm just colouring in this with my Uniball, and I'll put the cross hatching on in a minute, and then I'll rub all the stuff out once I've finished doing that. The reason why we use the Uniball is they're waterproof, so you can go over them with watercolours. I think the Biro should be okay. They usually are, as long as they're dry. If you're not using a Biro or a Uniball, just check it is waterproof. You can still do the painting, just don't go too near it with the water. I'm just putting the roof on. You can see there, that's like the cross hatching that I did on.
The under like little, the shading on the little cover bit.
Yep.
Is it with pencil or biro?
If you can get in there with your pen, If you want to do it in pencil, you can have it in pencil.
Okay.
It's absolutely fine, whatever you can do it with. Not of you, all of you will have, I mean, I don't like everyone keep buying equipment because it's expensive art equipment. So whatever you've got to hand, this is what you'll need to do and adapt. I quite often adapt my stuff to, if I haven't got something, I'll use something else that's similar, which is fine. If your pencil's finer, I've got one of these sort of precision pencils that you can go in with a little bit more detail. Some of you might not. I'm just going to use my Uniball and put these cross hatching in at the moment.
Sorry, Debbie, it's Jude here. Can you just tell me which bit we're supposed to be uniballing on the boat?
All of the black.
Okay, the outline. Okay, I'm going to send you a picture before I do that.
Okay, yeah. Well, the bottom picture there is what we need to have finished before we move on to the next step. Yeah, if you need to send it through, by all means, everybody. If you haven't got my number, it's 0759 0318 444, and I can have a quick look for you if you're worried about it. Jude. Oh, good, like that. Let's have a look. So if I'm being really picky, Jude,
Yeah.
this bit here and here, make sure it's the same distance. And then get that little triangle in there. Other than that, brilliant, good. I'm just sending it back.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Where would you go?
That's good. Love that. Well done. I've just been working my line here. I haven't rubbed out the pencil yet, and then I've got to put the mask in the bottom bit. So I'm just going to use my ruler and line it up with the one that I did up the top, and just do a little thicker one down below. The same on my small one. So he sits in the boat. And then that one there, just a little bit at the bottom. We've got his marks lined up. I'm going to tidy that up now with my eraser. Yes, this is the main feature of the picture, so just make sure you've got this right. And we're just going to put the little boat on as well. This might actually help you a little bit more. Does that help everybody a little bit more? You can see it kind of in situ now. And you can pop the little boat on. If you are waiting and you have done that, it's a big version of the little boat. So don't draw this on. It's just literally got a tiny little at the back of this boat. Can you just make sure you're all muted?
We go to, there's a special hotel in New York where we
Done it. So I'm going to put my little boat on. You can hardly see the little boat. He's kind of literally just hanging off the back of the boat, back of the other boat. So I won't overthink it too much.
This is what my little boat looks like, but I feel like it was too fat.
Let's have a look, Amy. He's all right. What's wrong with him?
It just looks a bit fat.
all you need to do is you can put some shadow underneath him and get rid of that. Yeah, when we get to the painting part. So don't paint about that. You can always sort out mistakes. I do it all the time myself. It's a wonder of paint and art, because this is
Sorry, Debbie, what numbers is the last little boat on?
What, this?
Or does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Pour him off the bottom back of the boat. I've literally started to put mine on. There, this is the number, this is the 7 centimetre line that we originally drew. And I've just literally gone off that and sat him at the back there. I'm just drawing him on. If that's any help. He's just there hanging off the back. It doesn't really matter where he sits really. Rescue boat. We're going to put paint on him and everything. Let's have a look what Sarah have done. That's fine. It's good. Well done. So that's fine. Absolutely fine. What's shallow? Your little one or your big one?
The big one.
No, it's not. It's good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That's right. That's good. Well done. Like that.
Debbie, just if you go to the left of the little boat, you've got a sort of like a little block underneath. Is that just can you see it under the boat itself? There's a sort of small triangle.
Yes.
Yeah, so little boat, come across to your left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And underneath, no, to your left. Other side. Yeah, other left. Yeah.
Just feel on the bottom of the boat.
It's the
What
keel
is it?
that's there on this picture here, the bigger one.
It's just a, all right.
Just a keel on the boat. Just sits on that flat line, just comes out. Shelley knows what I mean. We'll just ask Shelley. Shelley can interpret it for me. Right, I'll just tidy mine up. What are we on now? I need to put them out. So we're going to put the line here. I just need you all to be up to speed and got your little boats on. You can rub out any pencil on that boat now. You can rub out. We just need a few more measurements up here, just this 4 centimeters. So you could tidy up all this down here. You'll probably see bits you might have missed. You need to fill in. There we go. I've got mine here at the moment. I've just done mine and tidied mine up. I've just left these measurements up here because I still.
Do we still keep the pencil boxes?
What, sorry?
Do we still need the pencil boxes that we did for the?
I can get rid of all that there, Amy. I got rid of all that. We're just we need the 4 centimeter marker in this middle bit to put the mountains on, and then we're finished with all that down the bottom there. So if you are waiting, you need to put a line, the 4 centimeter marker. Draw yourself a pencil line across, because this is where the mountains are going to sit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, line across. To make sure it's parallel, so it's level, the horizon. I tend to sometimes tip my ruler, so it's not quite straight, but you've got the side of your paper here. So butt it up to the side of your paper, your ruler here, and then you should get yourself a nice level line. I tend to tip mine sometimes, and that's how I've found the easiest way to do it on an A4 piece of paper. Okay. Right. We need to move to the next part. Just need to make sure everyone is where we need to be. Anyone got any questions? We're all right. I was concentrating. Let me see how everyone's doing. Just let me know if you need any help, and give me a thumbs up if you are at that stage on the screen there, then I know how everyone's doing. Good, good. Lindsay, are you all right? Ah, Lindsay's got a thumbs up. Hey. Jude, how are you doing? Good, good, good. Caroline, you all right? Bryony's there. You done your boat already? Let's have a look. Hey, have you got the baby boat on? No, you're not putting the baby boat on. Your passengers will drown. It won't pass sea safeties, your boat.
Mine would drown if they had to get in that boat.
Oh dear. Right, let's see if you put, so if you've done your boat, You've got your little baby boat on there. Don't have to draw him. You need to draw a line, a pencil line across. This is mine here. I've drawn a pencil line across because we're going to put the mountains on. Now this is where you can do your mountains how you like. Just use that line. Oh, might help if I put it straight. There you go. You can use, so this is your 4 centimetre line that I drew, got you to draw with your pencil. You can see I've left the measurements on there, 1 centimetre, 2 centimetre, 3. Now you do your own mountains, you can copy mine, but just put a mountain range in at the back there. Freewheel it, do what you like. You can have a bigger mountain than what I've drawn. I really don't mind. Just bear in mind the sun's going to be here. And I will be putting measurements where to put the sun on, but then you'll just, if you do higher mountains, you'll just have to move your sun up a little bit. But feel free to play around with that and get a mountain range in and do those kind of black lines with your uniball on the top of them. So draw it in with pencil first. Now, if this is me, I would draw this one on first. The front one's on first. And then you can add some ones in the back second. So they are just triangles with jagged bits on them. So that's all you have to think about. If someone needs to give me, if you need me to give you measurements out here where this goes, please shout, because I'm happy to do that. But if you're happy to freewheel it and have a go, you can see the space we're working in, because this was the original cross that we drew right at the beginning. And there's the measurements down there. So you can see that space you've got to work in. And just do your own little version of what I've got. I'm going to do something different on this one. Big. We can do a volcano over this side if you want. Those who've got children, you might want to do something very exciting in the background there. I'll let you decide what you want to do. You could do like a volcano over there, all sorts. Let your imaginations go. On that one. Once you're happy with your mountain range, you pop them in with your uniball. And try this dashed line here was the original 4 centimetre line. So then just break it up so you haven't got one continuous line. So don't draw with your uniball right across a straight line. Just sort of break it up a little bit so it's not so harsh. And then add all your black bits in. So I'm just working on mine in the background. It's different to what I've got on screen. I'm just putting mine in like that. I'm doing a bigger one over this side this time round. And then colour them in with your uniball and tidy them up. If any of you need me to look at it, by all means, WhatsApp it over to me. Don't mind. But this is where you're going to put your little touch on it. Julie, are you going to put some flowers on it? I didn't know whether to put flowers on it or not. So I know you quite like the Japanese flowers.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah. Where are you going to put them on?
On the ends of the branches.
That's what I was thinking, on that tree.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, on the ends of the branches.
That's why I was going to let you kind of do your thing.
Yeah. Although they're generally pink, I'm not quite sure whether they would go with the.
Yeah, that's why you put it in.
Yeah.
But you could. I'm going to have a look, Catherine. You could, Julie, do the sky more pink, pinks and purples, possibly.
Yes. Yes.
We'll talk about that.
I love the colours you've done.
I have to say. I might do two, one pink and one orange, she said.
Steady.
You'll all
Not do them at the same time like I did though, Julie.
No, I'm not going to put myself through that, Shelley. Leave that to you, darling.
I don't think it would be happening again.
It's amazing. I don't know how you did it. No idea how you did that, Shelley. We'll talk about that, everybody. The reason why I'm just talking to Julie about this, because Julie suggested doing a Japanese picture.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie.
That's all right. I'm happy for
me.
I'm happy for people to send ideas through, and I'm happy to put people. Oh, that's lovely, Catherine. Like that. Well done. Mountains are good. Get them coloured in. Love that. Well done. My one, I've done a bigger one on my one that I'm drawing here. I've done a big one over that side this time. So just feel free to play around with the mountains as you like. And we'll talk about the tree and the sky and stuff when we get to that. That's why I was just talking to Julie about it, because she sent me through some pictures that she liked, and I took some parts out of that and put them into the tree. Actually, I think I probably only took the tree.
Yeah, I clearly can't pick any decent pictures.
No, I was just thinking, I was just trying to make like the, you know what, we all have different pictures.
Terrible taste.
No, we all have different pictures in our heads. I wanted to keep away from people because I thought that would be a little bit too much to add in with the boats and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose this style of boat. But yeah, I did think of putting the flowers on. I thought, no, that's gonna get too common. But I thought you possibly would do that whilst you're in the background. And yes, you'll all get the recording, so you can do this again with some other colours. It's fine for you to play around with that. So once you've got that one, you can tidy up everything below that halfway line. We're going to go to the top part and add all the rest in now. So you can tidy up whilst you're waiting and get rid of pencil marks. You no longer need them. I've got some children online. Did you do different things with your mountains? Isn't their family doing it together? My son would have like a volcano with Spider-Man coming out of it. His younger days. Oh, Lorraine. Okay.
I have a volcano.
Yay, good. On that side, you can fit him in.
I've got a question.
Yes. Is
The
that in?
line where like the mountains like sit, do we keep that in pencil?
No, you can colour it in. I've just done mine here, that's the background.
Oh, okay.
Over in Uniball, get them coloured in the actual painting, they are white with just Uniball. So once you're happy with your mountains, get them coloured in. Let's have a look at Lolly, some stunning Lolly. Good. Lolly's gone free range with her mountains. Love that. Well done. Get them Uniballed in. Good, good. So you don't have to do jagged ones like I. Lolly's done some nice rounded ones like that. Well done. Feel free to do what you like. This is your picture to play around with. So before we add the next bit, and I just need to make sure everyone has got to that stage. So just give me your thumbs up. You are at that stage, and I know we can move on. Good, good. Just checking the newbies. Katrina's all right. Ellie. I know it's not Ellie. I've forgotten who it is now. It's your daughter's name. Are you all right behind the scenes there, all of you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're getting there. We've got the out.
Did they put different things on their mountains?
Have you put different things? No, we're all concentrating.
Oh, bless. Like rabbits in headlights at the moment. It's a bit like that when it's the first time doing this. Good, good. Okay. Bridie, did you put mountains in? Because they've got to swim somewhere when they get rescued. Okay, they'll be all right. They've got no safety boat. They can swim to shore. They're all right. Oh, I love it. Right, let me go to my view so I can see. So we're going to start putting, hopefully everyone's all right with their mountains and they're drawn in there, coloured in with their Uniball. this is what I've got behind the scenes here. My ones, I've just put my mountains on. My new one, I just made that one a little bit bigger. That's probably a good one to make into volcano. And we're going to put the sun on. I'm going to give you the approximate area to work and draw it. You will need your, I got my pot we're going to use. If you are using your drinks cup, you might have to finish it to get into it because you're going to need to invert it slightly to use it, Emma. So what you need to do is, now the area I put it in is you're going to go, this is the middle dot here. And you're going to come out to the left to the 3 centimetre marker. Actually, no, let's go do the top bit first. Back to the centre. Go up to the 5 centimetre marker and draw yourself a line out to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. And then just get your ruler and draw right across the top left. Like that. And then go back to the centre of your cross we originally drew. And then come out along the bottom here to the 3 centimetre marker. And then just draw yourself a line up to the 5 centimetre line you've just drawn. So 1, 2, 3, draw myself a line up. So just to give you an approximate area to invert your cup, whatever else you've got to draw around. There we go, there's my line. And then continue along this line to the 8 centimetre marker point and draw yourself a line up to meet that 5 centimetre line you drew. Now your little thing you drew round might be bigger than that, might be smaller than that, but that's the approximate area you can pop your circle in. So I've got my glitter cup here. I'm just going to move my camera up a little bit now because it's getting a bit close. There we go. So I've got my square there and I've got my glitter pot. I'm just going to plonk it in that square, get my pencil and draw around it. So yours might be bigger, it might be smaller. It doesn't matter as long as it's a kind of a circle in that sort of area. Like that. Okay, and once you've got that on there, in that area, that's the pattern I want you to put in there. Now, the line round it is with Uniboard, but it's not a solid line. As you can see, I've got little dashes of lines. They're not solid around there. And then this little bit in here on the painting, you can see it just comes in. Jagged lines, don't overthink it, comes in about there. If you want approximate measurement, that's about a 3 centimetre marker is where it starts. And then you just do zigzag lines down and then put Uniball. I'm just going to go straight in with Uniball and then zigzag it across. So that's a 3 centimetre. Just do a zigzaggy pattern down till you hit the bottom. And then fill in the outside, not with too solid line. You're going to be painting it in with red anyway. And this bit here, where you've got this jagged bit, you don't really want to draw too much the front of the sun here, where you've got the white. You're going to be putting your wax resist on there, so you don't paint it. So I'll show you what I've got behind the scenes here in a minute when I've finished. So that's mine there. And I've not drawn, I've left that gap there and I've done a dotted line. If I rub that out, you can see I've left a hole. I'll rub that out. So you can rub that all out now once you've got it in the Uniball, and you should have your sun there in the picture. Don't rub out these measurements yet, we still need them. Oh, that's me rubbing that out. I'll have my measurements out now. How do you lot do it? I'll go do it. There you go, put it back in again.
Do we Uniball the circle?
Yeah, Uniball the sun, get them Uniballed in.
Debbie, if you Uniballed the horizon line of the ocean in slightly there.
This bit here,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like dashes. So don't do a solid
it.
line, just do some dashes just to show there's an horizon there.
Gotcha. Lovely.
I've now got to put my measurement thing because I've just gone and roughed mine out. Get carried away. Pop that back in. What do I need? 4. Put 5 in. Okay, give me your thumbs up if you have got your sun on there. Hannah, there's not straight lines, I'm afraid. We're getting very curly-whirly. The next bit's an animal. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. We'll see. Maybe I should take a picture now before I do terrible things to it.
Oh, bless. And Bryony's going to put all sorts of animals in her sky. Right. Once you've got your sun in, we're going to put the bird on. Now, you are going to look at the area. I'm going to give you the area to put him in. I'm going to come down with my camera again. This is probably easier if I come down. Sorry about that. I don't have a smooth BBC camera. Right. There we go. That's better. So I'll give you the box that we're going to put the, I think the herons actually in. I like his little legs, little sticks just hanging off the bottom of him. And then that's an enlarged version, so obviously he's not in the sky there. But you don't have to put this in. You can put whatever you like in there. You can put 2 in there. You can put, I don't know, whatever. What other things could we put in there, Julie, in the Japanese sky? I'm just trying to think. But let me give you the box anyway before I start getting diversing. Right.
A monkey, not in the sky, a monkey.
I could come off the tree.
In Japan.
Yeah, that would work, off the tree.
Yeah.
Who's going in next? So if you want to put the monkey on the tree, feel free to do that. Well, I've got the bird there, so let's put him in if people want to do the bird. So you need to go up the 8.5 centimetre marker. Draw your line out to the 4 centimetre marker, and that's your bottom line. So up 8.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. A line out 4 centimetres. Then go up to the 12 centimetre marker, draw your line out. So 8.5, 9, 10, 11. So that's your top one that I gave you. Line out, and that's your box. Now, if you want to mark on your box 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres, 4, and draw yourself some lines, if it helps you draw it a bit better with a grid, or feel free to just draw it. Draw what you see, literally. Don't overthink it. So, let me do the grid. 1, 2, 3. And if he goes outside the box, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can see where this is 11, 10. You can see where he sits on this side measurements here. That's a help. So he sits just below the 11, the start of his beak. They just have pointy beaks and long stingly legs, as long as he's got that. But feel free to leave it off if you don't want it on. This is your choice, this is your picture. What's Lolly going to put in there? You can see where that sits to the 2, and then just do his wings up. Feathers. Just draw it and get the basis in first. Then you can tidy it up once you've got it down. That's his back of his wing. Just put his legs on last, really. Don't need to worry about his legs yet.
My bird looks really bad.
Looks really. I thought you were going to say it looks rude. What have you done, Amy? Do you want to send it through?
I don't think I can send it through, but I can show you on the screen.
Okay, let me have a look. Hold it up. Why does he look bad? He hasn't got any legs on yet, and some eyes.
I've got the eye and the legs on.
Have you? Hold it up closer. He needs longer legs, that's why. Because he's a stork. So he has really long legs. Give him long legs. Can you give him longer legs? Yeah? Give him long legs. So basically, to make it look like a stork, he has a long pointy beak, a small long pointy beak, and he has long spindly legs. If you do that, everyone will think it's a stork, regardless of what the middle bit looks like. I can guarantee you. It's all about trickery in art. You'll go, oh, that's a stork, long beak, long legs, that's a stork. You won't care what the middle bit looks like. So just get his body on and then pop his long, make sure if you need to go back and put a long beak on, do that, and he'll look like a stork.
Yeah.
With his long, spindly legs.
Yeah. So
I'm just using the grid here on my one to draw mine in. I've got mine going here at the moment. And I'll tidy him up once I've got the base of him all in. He hasn't got any legs on at the moment. Well, he's got one leg, actually. But the key is to give him a pointy beak and spindly legs, like they're flying through the air. Yeah, they're just like flying off these little stalky, spindly legs. And they've probably stolen all your fish out of the pond, which is what our stork around here. No, the herons around here that do that. Herons do. Are they herons or storks in Asia? I don't know. How would you tell what it is? Julie will know. Julie's Japanese Asian expert.
Herons.
Are they herons?
I think so.
Japanese.
I bet herons in Singapore.
In all fairness,
herons in Singapore. We don't have any storks in Singapore.
Okay, so it must be a heron then. There you go. Herons that steal stuff out your pond over here. We've had many a fish and they've kind of gobbled. We've got 2 dogs and we had 3 cats and 2 dogs, and the herons still managed to steal all our fish. Poor thing. And our neighbour was the same, and they gobble them so fast. Have you actually seen them steal fish? Oh, they eat them so fast. Our neighbours, it came down to our neighbour's pond before I had a chance to even run outside and scare it off. It'd eaten the whole lot. Literally these great big enormous goldfish. It was heartbreaking. Meanie things they are. I shouldn't say it. Someone probably loves herons. Not when they eat all your stuff. Right, so when you've got your where's my other pen? There it is. Heron on there, make sure you've got a nice long beak on him and nice spindly legs, and he will look like a heron. And you're happy with him, uniball him in. If you need me to look, you can WhatsApp it. Got stylized feathers on the top there on mine. But feel free to, you don't have to do a stork, you might want to do something else. This is your picture. Might want to do a few flying through the air. I've just uniballed mine in and I'm just going to tidy them up, wait for the ink to dry, and then I'm going to tidy them up. We just got to put a tree on and we're ready to paint. Yay! Painting's a quick bit. This is where you just wash stuff. We've got. So if you have a Sharpie, it will be quicker for you to do the tree, but you can do it with your black paint if you want to. You get this in Tesco's. Most of my stuff I try and use what you can get in Tesco's. I don't like to make you keep buying different art equipment. But I will be, sorry.
Sorry, I've just sent you a WhatsApp.
Oh, lovely. Let me have a look. I will be using more of these micron pens as we move forward. Eek, what have you done? Hey, give him a bigger beak, Sarah. He needs a nice, like an arrow, basically. And just slim him up a bit.
Slim him up a
I
bit.
know what's missing. This line here. I know exactly what's missing. This line here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That bit. Yeah?
Yeah, that's made all the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Looks like a rubber chicken, mine.
No, give him a nice big long beak like that. Like a literally a massive pointy beak. You could probably, no, he is quite thin. You're missing this line here. I'll do it on my finger on here. Hold on, this bit, that bit, if you're missing. Possibly just thin him up here. Maybe just thin him up there.
Where's that? Sorry. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
That's all right. But yeah, he's fine. Good. Be more generous with his beak. Everybody just make sure he's got like a massively pointy beak on him. Right, mine should hopefully have dried now, so I can rub him out. So mine's got a nice pointy beak. As long as you do a nice pointy beak and skinny little legs, it will look like a heron. Everyone will know what it is. That's mine. I'm in the background. So he's got a nice pointy beak, spinny little legs, flying through the air. How's everyone doing? Can we put the tree on? Are we ready for the tree? Thumbs up if you are ready for your tree. Yeah. You can still see your heron on there. If I need to put the heron back, please say. I can do it. Now, the tree is for you to basically look and freewheel and put your own version on. What I will say is, this is the area. Where's my pencil? I always lose my pencils when I'm done. There we go. This is the bottom line here. So you can see where that starts. You would have had that measure on. So that is the original cross that you drew on here. So just find a point of the corner of the page here on the left-hand side, and it's jagged. So get your base tree on first, and then you just draw these little branches. When I did it, I just draw these little branches that literally hang like that. But Julie's going to do flowers. You can do flowers if you like. Google it while you're doing it and put flowers on. Is this what you're going to put flowers on, Julie?
Yes, they're actually quite difficult to do.
Yes,
because I have tried them before. They're a bit fiddly.
Yes,
I think these are a bit easier to do.
Yeah, well, that's why I did these.
Especially as well, I think sometimes when you paint the little pink flowers, you then have to dot them with white using white paint, which isn't that effective.
Yeah, I think that's a whole new. That is coming flowers, so maybe we'll add that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm excited for flowers.
Oh, well, please send me your suggestions through because we will be having a flower thing.
Oh,
an English rose.
My favourite one we've done so far was Pontettia.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I like that one.
We start using our watercolor pencils or pencil crayons, colored pencils. You don't need watercolor pencils. I've actually bought some colored pencils. And we're going to do some stuff using watercolor pencils, but as watercolor pencils as well. I'll show you how to use them, but that's in the future. If you have got a suggestion, please send it to me. I really don't mind you to send it to me. As I said, we're going to be doing flowers, so I'm happy for some suggestions for flowers, because obviously I know what I like, but I'm happy for people to give me ideas. I mean, Lolly gave me an idea for one of the Christmas cards, didn't you, Lolly? She had this vision and I made it into a picture for her. So yeah, if you have a vision.
That cheered so many people up this year. I used it for my Christmas card.
Did it?
And it made so many people said that it just made them smile.
Oh.
Yeah, in these rubbish times, it was nice to hear people smile.
Oh, no, that's nice actually, because yeah, exactly.
While we're on the subject, did you ever get your strange Christmas card?
No, I didn't. Never. No. Did you send it to the right address?
Oh, I dare. Anne gave it to me, so I haven't got a clue.
Oh.
Somebody else has got it.
Maybe your neighbour. No, I never got it. Never got it.
I'll take a photo of what I did then and send
Okay,
it
it'd
to
be
you.
nice to see it. Lindsay, that looks good. Well, I would just say the nose, beak, do it a little bit more pointy. You can over exaggerate his beak. Oh, I can't even do it with my finger. Give him a really long beak. But that looks fine. Looks good. But put little claws on his feet as well. Have we got? Let's have a look.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, about yes. Diane, you can do that. That's a nice boat. Beautiful. Diane, go and do what you need to do in the background there. I'm happy for you to freewheel. Carry on. So everyone just put your tree in, look at the screen there, and pop your tree in, your version of the tree. This is where you get to, and if you want to put monkeys on it and stuff like that, feel free to. And if any of you need to send anything through, send it through. Diane's sent it. Yep, what you see on the screen there, I used my Sharpie because it covers more area. Then I also use my Uniball because obviously this is quite big and it doesn't get into the tiny areas. So I did the big areas with this and then I went in smaller with my Uniball. So use both those.
I've got my Sharpie.
Off you go. I realised I didn't line up the top of the boat with the bottom of the sail. That's a good, there's nothing wrong with it. It's lovely. I love that. Oh, you mean the, what did you do?
Debbie, could you just move your pens, please? They're over the picture.
I'm just sorry, no, if someone's a query on WhatsApp. Let me put my speaker view on, then I know what you've got on the screen. Top of the boat with the bottom of the sail. Diane, that looks fine to me. It looks lovely.
I just meant that the bottom of the sail looks like a long straight line. And
Oh,
then
I see what you mean. I didn't actually notice.
parallel with the top of the boat, which
Yeah, I won't notice that.
yours was, which is why because I thought the bottom of my boat was really shallow, and that's why I've realised why. So anyway, I've learnt.
No, yeah, but you know, you wouldn't notice with the rest of the picture. Once you've got stuff on there, you won't notice it at all, honestly. Because it's such
No, a suggestion about a desert landscape with camels, that was for another week. I wasn't going to
Oh, right. I was just like thinking, sorry. That was confusing me. It doesn't take much, Diane. So Diane typed something in there and I'm thinking, where are the camels? Okay, no, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. Yeah, but feel free to pop stuff through. I have got subjects we will be working on. So any of your ideas I will slot into my subjects. Like Julia wanted some Japanese thingy, so we popped that in. The boats, study of boats this month. We are moving into a different study next month.
Debbie?
Yes.
Somehow, I was going to send you something. I grew up in the Middle East of do you know the wind towers?
No. The wind towers?
Yeah. It's because it's a lot of straight lines. Okay, I'll send you some pictures.
Yeah, no, do. We are doing a perspective month. We'll learn some perspective. Lolly's going to love that. So what have you sent me, Lolly? Have you sent me your picture of your ginormous heron? That's well, let's have a look. It's not too big. It's fine. Nothing wrong with him. Just put the tree around him. I like that. If your heron looks too big, it doesn't look too big. It just is flying in the foreground more. You've got to think about that. For me, that doesn't look too big. It's just nearer. So if your heron's bigger than my heron, it just means it's nearer where the person is standing rather than in the distance. So things in the foreground, if they're bigger, it means they're nearer. If they're smaller, it means they're in the distance. So that just looks like your heron is flying nearer me It's in between me and the boat. Lolly, does that make sense? Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. So I didn't even think it looked strange because it's in, for me, everything is relative. So if you've done a, Lolly thinks her herring's too big, and I would show you if I could, but what it is hers is bigger, which means it sits in the foreground more. It doesn't look strange, it just looks like it's flying in the front of the boat rather than behind the boat. So that's all. It's all relative. Your eye is very clever. It makes things and puts things. If you miss things out, it changes things. It's all about size and light in art. You can play around with that. What's Bryony put in hers? She's got some land so they can swim. What have you got going on in yours? Oh, you have got the heron and some trees. Good. Nice. Like that. The heron's got somewhere to land, so he won't drown. I do like that. Sorry, Bryony. You did make me laugh. Oh, dear. Right, if anyone needs to send stuff through, please do. We will then be putting the final bits on. If you are waiting, you can actually pop them on. I'm going to move my camera up now because it's going to need to see when I paint. So it needs to go right up here. And we've got some like reflection bits to put in. You can put them in with pencil, then you go over with them with your uniball while you're waiting. This is the reflection of the sail. Just little indications. It's there under the boat. An indication it's there. And some squiggly lines off the, just show that it's water off the mountain range. Just, what we do is just take your pen down and just do some squiggly lines. And just do some squiggly lines, and I just do always do like, if you do my art, I often do get squiggly with my pen. You don't have to. I know Laura won't do the squiggles. She doesn't do the squiggles. Are you doing the squiggles, Laura? Where's my Laura? Where's Laura gone? So get your tree in and Sharpie or uniball it as you need. And then put your reflections on. I'm going to put some wax resist on. If anyone needs to send anything, please send it through. I'm just going to get my paints ready. That's what I'm going to work on. So I'll move that over there. So we're going to be working with that.
Do we need a wax candle?
Yeah, we're going to do some wax candle in a second. You're going to need to protect that moon or sun, sorry. I'm just going to put some little thingies on the water. Ripples on the water. Just get my water ready.
Debbie,
yeah.
how important do you think it is to have the tree quite blacked in?
You can put it in with paint, Wendy, if you haven't got the Sharpie. Is that what you're asking? Or
Yeah, well, I've got one. I just don't know how much black I want.
You don't have to do it how you like. You can use it to put brown paint in it and do it like a proper tree if you like. This is your picture. I'm happy for you to just play around with it and do it how you want, really. You don't have to use the Sharpie. If you find that's going to be too harsh, you know, a tree, I would use some ultramarine and brown if I was doing a branch myself. Sorry, if I'm quiet, I'm just sorting out someone on WhatsApp. So don't forget to put the reflections on with you. You don't have to if you don't want to. It just gives you an area to work with when you're painting. Makes it a little bit easier to see what you're doing. I need you at that stage. So then we're going to put some paint on. Wax fizz first, and then I'll paint to finish off, really.
Debbie, I've been colouring in the tree and things. Can you talk about the reflections, please? Because I didn't really watch it.
Yes, you're just going to follow the boat. So whenever you've got, you've got your boat here, you're just going to follow it out. It's like a mirror image of what you've got going. I don't have to do it too much. And then just go up to your sail here and just bring your pencil roughly down and just do a squiggle. And then up to this sail here and just do the squiggle.
And is that pencil you're doing that in?
I did it with my uniball eventually, but yeah, if you want to do it in pencil, got it. And you know what I do? This kind of malarkey going on when I do it, but don't have to do it.
The Debbie squiggles, as we refer.
Yes, I just do it. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. I'm quite happy for you to add your own little personal bits in there, different colours. You don't have to follow my colours at all. Quite happy for you to change stuff. I'm just going to put my peat there, and then we're going to, once everyone's ready, I'm going to put the wax resist on, which is important for the sun because otherwise we're going to lose him when we start painting. And I've lost my little crayon. There he is. Now this is like a wax resist crayon, which is like a wax crayon, but it's clear. But Bryony will have a massive candle. There's my massive candle. Oh. I don't know, I keep disappearing equipment today behind the scenes here. I tidied up, which is never a good thing. I can't find anything anymore. Oh well. It's disappeared on me. I don't know how I've lost that. Massive candle. Oh, there we go. I'll find it in a minute. It will appear from nowhere. A candle, basically a candle broken off that out of the way. Don't need my rulers, move that out of the way. Can't find that. Thanks. Oh, so, how's everyone doing? Are we at the stage where we can do our little wax resist? Give me your thumbs up if you have got what I've got on the screen there. I will wait, so please don't worry, just so I know where everyone is at. Good, good. Deanna, you all right? Yay.
Yeah, all good.
You're good? Did your cup work?
Mind, can I ask a question? When I'm painting that, my colours don't come through as strongly as yours. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just using too much water.
They will dry lighter. Watercolour always dries lighter.
Yeah.
So if you go in slightly darker,
yeah,
a bit more bolder, but that might be your style, Leanne. You've got to remember, quite often, you know, a lot of you send your pictures through and I always know whose is whose, because some of you use a lot of paint, some of you use minimal paint. It's how you like it, not how I like it. So yours will, that might be how you do things, and that's nothing wrong with that at all, because a lot of artists that use a lot of light colours. I'm quite bold with mine, but there are people that are bolder, people that are lighter. So don't change it. Don't make it like mine. The idea is for your style to come through.
Okay.
But if it does dry lighter, so if you want it slightly darker, go in a bit darker, yeah. So I'm going to go in.
I'm going to go now, Debbie.
Who's
Sorry. It's Lindsay. I'm going to paint tomorrow.
Okay,
thanks
Lindsay,
very much.
If you send it through once you're done, I'd love to see it.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Right, I'm going to go in with my wax crayon. I can't find my candle, otherwise I would do it with that. It's disappeared on me. So if you look at the sun here, this is all wax here, where it's white. So you get your wax crayon and you just colour with it over that part of the sun. Press hard. So if you don't press hard, it won't work. And then we've got the water. So we've got the ripples under the mountains here. So you just get your, follow, don't break that, follow what you've drawn basically. And then the ones here at the front here are bigger. In the foreground, the squiggles on the water are bigger. You won't see where you've been. And you can draw some of the reflections, tiny little lines. Don't overdo it. And you can draw, if you draw straight lines across a picture like that, that gives the eye the idea that there is water there. You can't see it at the moment, but you will when we put some paint on there. It's like Christmas. I love doing wax Christmas. And then you suddenly think, oops, shouldn't put that there. But it's fun because you go, oops, that looks beautiful. I love that. If you are worried about your herring, you can colour him in. I didn't in my picture, but let's do him. Let's colour him in with the wax candle. It's quite small, but you can get in there and just colour him. Then it protects him from any paint. Get your paints ready and your water.
Is there any wax on the sails?
Oh yes, there is, Shelley. I love it. Thank you. Yes, there is, Shelley. I need you every time because you always remind me. Sail, top of the sail, there.
What kind of paints are we using?
Orange, cadmium yellow, and then this side of the sail. You can see the picture on the little sail. Thanks, Shelley. I always forget something when I'm doing the work.
No problem.
I guess because I want to paint, you see, I'm getting excited. We're using red, actual red. But you might have a vermilion. I've got a red, mine's just called red. Yeah, it's just red on mine. Cadmium red. It's called on mine.
Debbie.
Yes.
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to paint tomorrow.
Okay, Kirsty, you've got the video. You'll get that through.
Many thanks.
Andy, lovely to see you. Take care up in Scotland. Bye bye. Right, let's get painting. I'm just going to move my camera. So I will paint upside down like I normally do. I'll tell you the colours in a second. Need space. Need space. There we go. Now I tilt mine by about, what, 2 inches? I have on just a plain A4 clipboard you can buy in Tesco's. Nothing fancy. You don't have to buy all these fancy artboards. It's just one from Tesco's. Clip it to that. And now I turn it upside down because I like the water to run, and I invert it on something that's about 2 inches high. So it's got a tilt on it so the water runs down. Now we are using today red for the sun. We're using orange and we're using cadmium yellow. And we are using burnt umber and a bit of indigo. If you don't have indigo, you can use Payne's grey. Boats. There's not many colours. It's sometimes quite nice, unless you're drawing flowers. I find too many colours makes the picture too busy. But that's my personal choice. And this really art is down to what you like and your personal choice eventually. And I'm quite happy to take my stuff, twist it, turn it, and make it into what you want rather than what I'm doing. Because it's nice to see all your little technique, your little sort of personalities come through. So you don't have to work upside down. I like to work upside down, but we're going to put, shall we? Yes, put the sky on, and then we'll, I might put the sun on. I'm going to turn it up the other way. I'm going to put the sun on. Change my mind. Right, let's paint the sun in. Choose your reddest colour you have in your palette. Whatever you got there. Change my mind, sorry everybody.
So we're not doing water everywhere, we're just doing paint.
No, at the moment I've just realised we aren't going to get our hand in there because we're going to have all this wet. Also, when you paint, you need to plan how you're going to do it, because I just realised, I was trying to remember how I did it, that needs to be painted red. And if we wet all this, we've then got to go over all that to paint that in and it's detailed. You've got to get a nice crisp line. If you didn't, I would probably paint that afterwards, but I'm going to paint it first. So you're going to go in and just choose your red, dry. I haven't wet the paper because we need this a nice red. So I'm just going to go in with a thick red. Hopefully that's red. It looks like orange on the screen. It says cadmium red on my box. And where you've got the wax, see, it won't let me paint. So you can get a nice crisp line on that.
Sorry, Debbie, what colour are you using? Is it
red? It looks orange on the screen there, but I can guarantee you in my box.
You've got red?
Yes, it says cadmium red. There, I'm using that colour. It says cadmium red on there.
Okay, mine says crimson or carmine. Just red ochre.
Red. Just try on a separate piece of paper a red colour. You might have it. You might have a colour.
Like.
I actually have a colour that says red. So let's see what that colour comes out like. Just choose your reddest colour. Always try colours out on a separate piece of paper. I'm actually my red from another box. Different manufacturers have different colours. It's really strange. And it just needs to go on nice and thick because we need to create this sun. Like that. And if you've done your wax nicely, you shouldn't be able to paint where you did that like that. And just fill in your circle. And just keep painting around. I've got my wax, you can see where I put my wax on there. He just needs to be, he doesn't need to be too watery, he needs to be quiet because he needs to dry. Just get some nice crisp edges, whatever red you've got. I've got 2 boxes here. I'm using a Daler Rowley, which is my normal one that I normally use with you. But I've actually cleaned my Winsor Newton one. It's got a different colour, so it's funny, manufacturers. Someone on here had, I use Phthalo Blue, but theirs in their box messaged me and said it's called something else. They realised What was it called? Can't remember now.
Oh, that was me, Debbie. It's Julia. It was phthalo turquoise.
Phthalo turquoise. Is that the same colour as what? Yeah, so you know, manufacturers do different colours, the same colour but different names. So just be wary of that. Sometimes it's just good if you ever need me to send a photo of my colour palette, because whenever I get a paint thingy, they're all wrapped up in nice little wrappers. I do a colour chart on the side, I just stick it in the lid. That's my clean one, as you can see. This is the normal one I work with you, and I'm a bit ashamed to show you. It's a bit messy. This is my normal one, but yeah, you shouldn't really see that, but that's what I normally work with. That's how I work. And actually you can get new ones of these, you just order them and then you put them in. But I just want to show you my colour chart. That's my colour chart, and I had a new one that I put in there. What was that? That was turquoise. I bought the new one, so that's in there, so I know that one is my new turquoise. So if you ever get paints, do yourself a little colour chart. Oh, look what rolled out from under there that I couldn't find earlier. There. So that is hopefully you've got your sun on there. I think we'll do the boat next, and then we'll do the sky last. Give that chance to dry. The boat, I use indigo, but if you haven't got indigo, you can use a bit of Payne's grey, pretty much the same. Indigo is more of a bluey grey, Payne's grey. If you add a bit of ultramarine in with it, that's what Hannah does, isn't it, Hannah? You get that nice different. So I'm going to dry, I'm not going in wet. I'll just paint the sails, because I put wax on there, it won't let me paint that side. So this has just got indigo on it. I've wet my brush, dunked it in my indigo thing there, you can see. Dunked it in like that, just put the paintbrush in, fill my brush, and I'm just going to put a bit on this side here. So it's just dry, but I'm going to blend it out. I'm going to bring it out. So that like that, that like that. Now that's enough for me. So I'm going to clean my brush, right off my paper towel. I'm going with a very almost dry brush, and I'm going to tease it out. And when I start dragging the same colour.
What colour did you say it was? Indigo?
Yes. So I'm going in and cleaning my brush again. So every time you start dragging the same value of colour, you need to go in and clean your brush. I want that to graduate across the page there. There you go. Let's do it now. So it's dark on that side and light on that. So I've got wax up the top there, so it won't let me paint there. And you can add colour. Once it's in there, you can add a little bit more colour if you want. You can go in and add different colours or same colour. This is you don't have to use the same colours I'm using. If you want to do some red sails or blue sails, by all means, change it, mix it up, do what you want. This is your picture, little sail. So I'm always going to do on my sails the left hand darker, put a bit of paint there, and take that out. Then let's put a bit more indigo on here. So I'm going to start off with so just choose your colour. If you don't have indigo, possibly not, because it's not a standard one that comes in the boxes. I do buy it as an extra. I actually prefer it over Payne's grey because of its sort of bluey. But Hannah's found a way of mixing in, isn't it? Is it you, Hannah, that does that? Mixes in a bit of ultramarine into her grey. Or do you have indigo now?
No, I don't have anything. No, I do have a few more, but yeah, I mix brown and blue and then get a kind of grey mess.
That's it. Well, you only got a grey colour. That's exactly it. So I've just painted some on dry paper, and I've gone in with, I've cleaned my brush, and it's just slightly damp. I'm just going to tease it out now. And then when you start taking the same value of paint, as in the same colour across the page, you go in and clean your brush again. And I borrow, so there we go, that's wax up there, so it won't let me paint, so you can just take that across. And I've got all wax on there, so it won't let me. So I want it darker that side. So if it's not darker, you can always add more. So it's just going, so clean my brush. It's just slightly damp. You can just add a bit more. Okay, a bit more paint. A little paint under there. I want that darker under there. Just add a bit more paint to my brush. And that's your sails done. And then the boat itself, it's just down this side here, very light colour of indigo or grey, because the sun's coming from behind. So we're just trying to create this side of the boat's darker. So just put a little bit, not much, and a bit on the front bit. I don't know what front of boat's called. And then the side of this little one that Bryony didn't do, and her little passengers will drown. Bless her. So I'm adding more on the sail now. So I'm just going and cleaning my brush. Very dry, only slightly damp. Just get rid of that harsh line. So that my brush is just slightly damp to work out that line. And that's all I'm doing on the boat. I'm not putting anything else on there.
Sorry, Debbie, what did you do on the actual boat?
I literally just painted. It's good. The sun's coming. That's right, Emma. I'll see you next week. It's like the sun's coming from behind. So it's on this side of the boat here. So I just painted that bit there. Let me do mine a bit darker so you can see there. And then that side of the boat there. And then the front bit there. Yeah? That side of the boat's darker, basically. And then we're going to add shadow underneath when we do the rest of it. How's everyone doing? Have we got to that stage? Just let me know when you have. And then we're just going to wash the sky, which doesn't take long at all because we've got to work quickly because it's going to be wet. And I'm going to use my box for that. So the reason why I did some first because I'm hoping it dries a little bit before we start going in and adding stuff around it. That's what I'm hoping for. A little bit. How's everyone doing? Are we all right? Thumbs up if you got to that stage because I will go in. I want to make sure everyone's at that stage because when we do the next bit, it's quick. And I'll go upside down. Feel free to work normal way up. It really depends on how you like to work. The reason why I like to work this way, it just makes the paint for me run. I want the orange to run down a little bit and then I will lay it flat fairly quick.
Debbie, should I mix some orange now? Because I don't have orange. So if it's okay, so I need orange and yellow and red, or just orange and yellow?
We are using orange and yellow, basically a burnt umber. So
okay.
You mix orange?
Yeah, I'll just mix some orange then quickly if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone else waiting, just mix yourself some orange with a bit of yellow and a bit of red. Oh, why is my battery running low?
Did you say yellow ochre, Debbie?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to Hannah. Hannah doesn't have orange, so if you haven't got orange, just use a yellow, like a cadmium yellow. I use cadmium yellow for my sky, and an orange. I've already got an orange. It's a cadmium orange, but if you haven't, you'll need to mix one with a yellow and a red. Pop that in, and then you should have your orange. So Hannah was just mixing her own orange. It's quite a skill mixing colours, actually. Just let me know when you've got your colours ready, Hannah. Because you're going to start off with orange, and then you're going to go into yellow, and it's just going to merge on the paper, and then you're going to turn that around quickly, and the water is going to be the same colour but slightly lighter. So whenever you do like sky and water with similar colours, the water should be slightly lighter than the sky. That's the general rule.
I'm good. Thank you for waiting. Sorry.
Oh, no, absolutely fine. I can see everyone just getting ready anyway, Hannah, so please don't panic. And I was just tidying up my work area and found my wax candle that I was looking for ages ago. Now I tend to work with a big brush because for me, I've got more, I can cover more area more quickly. Best not to work with a flat brush either, otherwise you get brush strokes. But we're going to go in with just water. So like we normally do, we're going to wet the paper. I'm using watercolour paper. Some of you will be using mixed media paper. Now, what I will say is you need to be very careful of this lovely sun that we've just painted because he will bleed, as in the water will go, paint will bleed in. So leave a little gap around him at the moment because you can fill that in a little bit. And you should just be able to paint over this Sharpie stuff if you've used it because it's waterproof. If you haven't got the Sharpie, you will need to add in the tree afterwards. I went over my heron, so I can just paint water over my heron. So I went over him with a little wax candle, so he should technically stay there. So there's just water on that paper now, and you can just lift it and check if you missed any areas. Just catch the light and you can see, which I'm just looking now, if I've missed anything. Try and get right up to those mountain ranges. There you go. That's got everything on there. Sometimes you need to just check by lifting it. Then I'm just going to put my colours on. So I've got my orange. Dampen my. So let's get in. So load your brush up with orange and go in with some orange. Maybe this orange is better. Yeah, I like that orange better. So I'm going to get some orange from there. And it just starts to run naturally down the page. I've got my paper tilted, you can see it's just running on its own.
Hi Debbie, it's Jenny.
Hi Jenny, I just seen your message, mate.
That's okay. Thanks for this evening and have a good one.
Lovely to see you, and I'll have a look at it when I'm done.
Don't worry.
I've just seen it in the corner of my eye. I'm not very good at double multitasking.
You're doing a great job.
Lovely to see you.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. So look, I'm just putting the orange in there, and I'm going to put even more orange. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add even more in, and let it just run down.
Sorry, Debbie, did you water the whole sky from the top of the mountains?
Yeah, water the whole sky. Be very careful of your sun.
Right, all the way past the tree and everything?
Yep, all the way to the top. So I'm just going back in now and adding a little bit more. I'm just daubing it. You see, I just dab it in. I don't paint it, I just let it dab because it's got water on there. It'll just eventually do its thing. Just let the paper do some of the work. It's dribbling down this slowly. So I'm going to go clean my brush. I'm going to pick up some yellow now. Cadmium yellow. And I'm going to start to push it into the other colour, like tease it, like poke it basically. If you've got enough water in there, it should just start to bleed in and come down and join the other fellow. And just be careful that sun, we can go in and sort that out in a minute. And because I've got it tilted, it's just slowly but surely. And if you tease it with your brush, you just add more. You can add a bit of combination of yellow and orange. So I've just dunked mine in the yellow. You see there, my yellow, my orange. I'm going to add in some more here. Because it's wet, it will just take it. And hopefully my heron, good. Bit of wax resist, that's when you know when you've done your wax resist, right? So I'm just going to mix it up with a bit of cadmium yellow. Just needs to be a nice bright sky. And because you've got water on there, it'll just tease itself out like that. And then once you are happy, you can go in tighter with your sun. So you're just trying to get the colours to blend. And that's just blending. It's just doing its own thing. I've literally kept it on a tilt. Now I'm happy with that.
So Debbie, just as sort of a technical question there, you sort of mixed in your palette.
Yes. 2
of the paints sort of in the palette.
Yeah, here in my little.
Yeah, you sort of daubed in one and then daubed in the other.
Right? I like that effect because you get the randomness of that yellow. You're not quite sure. I would use it if I was doing flowers.
But that doesn't that mean that you? Does that mean you mix your colours for when you want them next time?
I have to clean it. As you can see, I don't really. I actually quite like it. Paul, how can I put it?
Quite too short, Debbie, isn't it?
Yes.
It's just too short. Just get your paintbrush in there and go for it.
Yes, exactly. And I quite sometimes put it in there and think, oops, I didn't really want that colour. And then you go, oh, actually, I quite like it. It's quite random.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to check that you had done it deliberately.
No, I won't like that, Paul. But I mean, some people are like, Hannah's mixed a lovely colour on her palette.
Yeah.
Diligently and mixed it. It's just how I work. I really. So now we're going to do the water here. I've laid my flat now.
Okay, thank you.
That's all right. But you don't have to work like that. You could have your little puddle and take it across and mix it on here. I like it because you'll get one side is, you know, if you're doing a tree, you'll get one side that's got green on it and one side's got brown on it. But so if you turn your brush, you get more of that randomness. If I was doing a flower, a botanical flower, I wouldn't do it like that at all. I would mix it all gently in my little palette, make it look very nice before I even touch the paper. And I would have a nice clean palette like the one under here. I've got my other, I don't use my botanical palette, painting palette when I'm doing this. I don't think you'll be very impressed, Paul. It's very clean and very tidy. So we've got the bottom bit now. So we've got to simulate what we've got up in the sky, basically. So what you've got up in the sky here, you need to put down below here. So I'm going to wet that with water. So very carefully. The mountains we don't touch. Mountains haven't got anything on them. And just be careful, obviously, because you've got that boat. And that's just water on my brush. So I'm just painting it with water. And if you want to make sure you've covered all the areas, just tilt it and you can see how wet it is by just taking your, in the lights, you can see I've missed a bit there. And you'll see where your wax candle is. This is where you get a surprise. Where you don't know quite where you put everything, which is quite fun. And so the same again, you're going to use a lighter version. So I, like Paul says, I'm just going to dunk mine in my orange and I put a bit of light orange on there. And because I got yellow in that, that's also got, it's mixed already with a bit of yellow. So I'm going to put a bit of yellow. Now I'm going with yellow. And that's quite bright. So I'm just going to go in, clean my brush, go in and water that down a little bit. Almost mixing it on the page. Just be careful of your boats. And that's a bit watery at the moment. I'm going to go in there in a minute because my brush is too wet. We'll sort that out in a minute. So I'm just going to get some colour on the bottom here, and it shouldn't be as bright or as deep as the colour in your sky. The value of the paint should be lighter, especially in the background. You can do the foreground a bit heavier, so I'm going to add a bit of orange foreground. This is just wet, so you can just take your brush like that, and you've got your wax resist going on there. so it starts to resist the watercolour. You just wait for that a little bit and see what happens. It's all about waiting a little bit and seeing what the paper does. Paper's quite handy. Paper will do the work for you. Sometimes you just have to let it. Just wait a little bit because you've got water on there. It won't dry instantly. That's why I have a hairdryer sometimes to work with. So I'm going to go with a smaller brush now. This is one of my Christmas presents. Love this new brush here. And this comes off and you can travel with it. Like that. I'm actually quite liking these new ones. Anyway, so that's it. So it's the foreground. I'll probably put a little bit more orange in there. Swirl that around. And then my sun is there. So I'm just going to get a bit of red on my brush and do a little bit of where the sun is. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be round. Just get your red. There, plump it on. And let it bleed, as in like blotting paper. You can see it into the water that you've got on there. And then we're going to put in the shadows. So if you want to get the horizon looking a bit more crisper, just go in with a very light, not too much paint on there, bit of orange to give a bit of a horizon. Want that bit more defined. With watercolours, you can always take it off. You've got to know where you want it to be. Your brush is going to be little hoovers. If you just go in and clean them and then it'll suck them off, you can just pull it off. So it's never a problem. So we'll get some colour on the boat there. So under the boat, I use a bit of burnt umber. Where's my burnt umber? See, Paul, this is kind of problem when I've got mixed colours in there. That's why I have my my colour chart, because that doesn't look like burnt umber to me. It looks like a mess, but it obviously has got...
Everything looks brown up there.
Yeah, up here is a bit, yeah. But you get a surprise. You end up, I know I've used indigo in there, so it might well come out indigo. Very random. So I'm going to put, that's too watery. To me, that's too watery, so I'm going to just dump that. So I'm going to mix my burnt umber in my indigo. So I'm going to go indigo, burnt umber, and then I'm going to go straight onto the page here and start to create a little bit of a shadow under the boat here. Add a little bit of orange. There we go, that's better. And then clean my brush. Now I've just got water and then very dry, just slightly damp brush. Just pull that out from under the boat there. You can leave a little white gap till you're sure, and then you can go in and add a bit darker. And then we want to do where the sails are, so it's the same burnt umber. So I dunk it in my burnt umber indigo, and then very lightly just indicate where the sails are.
Sorry, Debbie, I have to go. I'll finish tomorrow, okay?
Okay, lovely to see you. And I'll send it through once you're done.
Yeah, will do.
Thank you. If anyone needs to go, please feel free. I'm happy to stay because I'm just going to finish off this. I know I don't even know what time it's running a bit late.
Sorry, what colour have you got on your brush at the minute for the?
I've got burnt umber and indigo I'm working with.
Okay.
So use the Payne's grey or just use your burnt umber and then put a bit of ultramarine in it. So I'm indicating the shadows of the sails, or reflection, sorry, shadows. So I'm just going across, because it's damp, you don't need to do much, the paper does it all for you. So a bit of indigo and burnt umber, just literally very lightly dunked it in and just zigzagging it, as you can see, across there and letting it soak in that bit. And that's the little sail there. And then I'll just wait to see what happens with underneath that boat there, because I want that quite dark. So at the moment it's dry. It does dry lighter. Who was I telling it dried lighter? Can't remember now. That's it. Yeah, it will dry lighter. So if you just wait a little bit, like under the boat there, it's now dried a little bit lighter, but I want that quite dark under there. So I'm going to add a little bit more burnt umber. And it will just bleed out from there into the watercolour paper. Just wait and see what happens with it. And then the little boat, you can pop something under the little boat. So something under there. Like that. And then you can do just little lines across the paper. if you want to simulate some water lines. Like so, just straight lines across. I will make it into water.
What colour is that?
That's just burnt umber with I'm dunking it. All this stuff in the water here, I'm popping it in my, like Paul said, I'm dunking it in my burnt umber, and I'm dunking it in my indigo, and then I'm just going in like that. Very light. And it should kind of just spread out because your paper is wet. It will just act like the old school days when we had blotting paper, pink and blue blotting paper. It does the same thing. Watercolor paper, it works in your favour. It'll just take it. Mixed media paper, I think Shelley's probably using that because she doesn't like watercolour paper.
I do like watercolour, it's the other way around.
Oh, what don't you like then? The mixed media?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. The watercolour paper will work better for it bleeding out. Mixed media will work, but because it's mixed media, it tolerates a little bit more rubbing out and stuff. But I have used watercolour paper today.
Are we adding anywhere like else?
No, that's it. That is done. Have you done that, Amy? Have you all finished?
Yes, I'm gonna go now.
Okay, mate. Well done. Thank you for coming. Can you get your mum to send it through for me?
Yes, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Lovely to see you. Anyone else got any questions? If you want me to answer, you can actually unmute yourselves now because we're at that final step.
Debbie?
Yeah.
In your recordings, I haven't painted because every time I paint late at night when I'm tired, I wreck it and get really cross.
Okay.
So I've just been watching and listening, but in your recordings, do you tell us the colours and stuff like that? Because as yet, I haven't made time to do your recordings. I'm sorry.
All right. The recordings are of what you've got today. So you just need to fast forward through. And I told you the colours today. I hope I did. I think I did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I just didn't write them down. And then I thought, oh, Lord.
When you watch it, it's very simple colours today. We haven't gone crazy with colours. Yeah, it'll be on there, Lolly, for you.
Yeah.
Everyone will get the recording. So if you want to do it again or do another one, feel free to use that. You'll get it via email or Eventbrite, or if you're in the Virtual Art Club, you will get that posted in there once I get that through from Zoom, and you can use it as you want to. And if you could send it through, because all I can see is your beautiful faces, but I can't see exactly what you've been up to.
Debbie, I've sent you something. Can you just
let's have a look? Yep. Jude, let's have a look. Oh, Jude, that's beautiful.
I'm off. Thank you.
Wow.
Debbie.
Who's that?
It's Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. Can you send it through? How did you get on?
I will. Okay, until I start painting.
I always say that.
No, the boat's fine. It's just it's the sky, but I think maybe that's the paper. I don't have watercolor paper, so it doesn't mix so well. So
okay, yeah. So maybe
I need to think about that.
Yeah, I can send you a link. If you mind me, I'll send you a link.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Right,
awesome. See you next week. Bye.
Debbie, we're going to mix our paint in the palette tomorrow, and we'll see it.
We'll send you through something brown.
Okay.
Thank you, Debbie. That was fun.
Yeah, I really like that one, Debbie. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Take care. Jude, that's beautiful. Love that.
Thank you very much.
That's really, really nice. Wow. Love it. Are you pleased?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Well done. That's really good.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome. Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Debbie, I'm going to go as well. That's Caroline.
Caroline.
I watched you paint tonight, so I'm going to paint now.
I think the best thing to do is to watch and then go back on it and have a look.
Bye, Debbie.
Who did that?
Bye.
Bye, Dawn. Did you manage to catch up all right?
I did. Yeah, I did mine. Landscapes. I hadn't realised you'd done it. Portrait, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh wow! Yes, you've done it. Well done. Good.
And
So
I used these sort of weird paintbrush things, which is all right, but it bleeds into the paint when you paint over it, so it's not great for that.
Okay, so it doesn't dry.
No, it doesn't dry like I thought it would.
Because when you plan, you plan your picture, you draw it, and you've got this, sunny. when you paint a picture, you do actually have to plan what you're going to paint first, unless you've got a hairdryer, because your hand, like I said earlier, that's why I changed my mind. We did the sun first in the boat and then did the rest, because you've been reaching over to paint it and you tend to put your arm in it. That's why acrylic paint.
I think it's the sort of paint inside this stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I found them in my daughter's paint stuff, and I just thought I'll give it a whirl. And it's great for like doing detail, but it doesn't seem to fix. And even though it's dry, it bleeds.
Yeah.
It's just it's just an experiment.
Are they felt tip?
No, they're sort of paintastic. They're kids things, really.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kids things.
I'd like to bring in
a bit of fun. Yeah.
Who's got watercolor pencils? Does people have watercolor pencils?
Thanks, Debbie.
Who's that? Thanks,
Yeah.
I keep saying James. That really confuses me.
I know.
It doesn't take much to confuse me.
Thank you, Debbie. See you next week.
I did see something coming through, mate. Love
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye. Let me put my. Does anyone need my picture? I can come up. I don't see everybody. Let me come up and see everybody. There we go. Not being so rude now. I can see my picture. How did you do, Elaine?
Oh, we can just talk.
I think I did okay.
Yay, you did. Love it.
I'll
Did you
paint
watch and
tomorrow.
paint? Did you watch today as well, like you did last week?
Yeah, I watched everything, and I'll watch again tomorrow and have a go at the painting.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
So always practice. If you're unsure, just practice on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I think I will before I do it.
Yeah, I do that. If I'm not sure for how I want to do something, I'll always, if I've got a commission and I don't want to mess it up, I've got a piece of paper and I practice, and then I go on to the paper.
Okay. And then also, I've got mixed media paper, and I don't feel sometimes that it
Spread.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think I've got enough water, but then maybe I haven't. So, but then
mixed media doesn't. Watercolor paper lets it spread more. Mixed media paper goes like that. Watercolor paper goes like that.
Okay.
Watercolor paper is less forgiving if you're going to rub out lots and stuff like that.
Okay.
As long as you rub out gently, because it's more delicate.
Okay.
Media paper is more tolerant.
So I'm probably better with this at the moment, while the drawing is quite a challenge. When I'm a bit more confident with that, I might move on.
But feel free anyone to message me and I can screenshot the watercolor paper I use. I won't remember, so you need to just message me, hey, what's your watercolor paper you use? And I just screenshot it. It's not expensive stuff. Just get it off Amazon.
I'll send you a message on that, because when I first started, I bought some watercolor pad off of Amazon, and it was only about £4 or £5.
Yeah.
And I've nearly used it. And when I went on the other day, the exact same one is now £40.
Wow. No, I just use Aqualine. Hopefully it's not expensive.
I've just sent you my picture.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Love that.
I'm really pleased with that, actually.
Beautiful.
My moon is, or sun is, very, very red.
Beautiful. Love that. Love it. You've done beautiful pictures, all coming through. And I think it's just getting more confident of allowing the paper to work. So we've got Ellie Napier. Who is Ellie Napier?
Hi, we're here. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can see you now.
Yeah, we've put the video on. So we're just finishing up. I'm just going to hold this so you can see my daughter's. Her colours are just fab.
Oh wow! So this is Ellie.
This is Ellie. Yeah.
Hi, Ellie. We're all called your whole family, Ellie. That's beautiful. Love that. Wow.
And this is mine.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Looking good. Wow. Look at that.
So never ever done watercolour before. So I've learned loads. Ellie's done watercolour before, but I haven't. So
watercolour is a very hard medium to control and actually you are really letting the paper do stuff, let the paint do stuff, and with your paintbrush you're just poking it where you want it to go, really. That's how I see watercolours. And the watercolour paper will react beautifully if you let it do its job and not fiddle too much. They're beautiful. Can you send them through for me? Have you got my WhatsApp number?
Yeah, I've stuck it on Messenger. Is that the best way, or would you prefer WhatsApp?
If you put it on WhatsApp, then I'll collect them all on WhatsApp.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to go, Debbie. Thanks ever so much.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Love that.
Debbie.
Bye.
I'm off too.
Bye, Lane. If you need a thingy of my watercolour paper, just let me know. WhatsApp number is the same. 0759.
Oh, wait.
Bryony, how did you get on?
I've just sent you mine.
Oh, let's have a look. Ooh. Let's have a look. Where's... Did you send it on Messenger, Bryony?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Wow. Beautiful. Love that.
I don't know why my reflection of the sun is so like pink. I use the same color.
It's just more water.
I don't really like that bit, but the rest of it is okay.
I would get a flat. Have you got a flat brush? As in one of these. You see, one of those. Have you got one of those? And then just go across it. You know, like we did. The sun has got that directional thing. Add a bit more paint, the colour you used on the sun, and go across it like that into the paper, and add a bit more paint, and then it'll look more like a reflection rather than the sun. Does that make sense? It needs to be damp, so you're kind of simulating what you've got up in the sky there. Just needs more paint, Bryony, that's all.
Debbie, WhatsApp number?
It's 0759.
Yes.
0318.
Yep.
444. How'd you get on, Katrina? Lovely to see you.
Yeah, that's what. Nice to see you too. That's what I want to send you my picture.
Yeah, good. So Katrina did the deck chairs. It must. It's not one of the hardest pictures, I must say, to teach and to draw. So Ellie Napier is not Ellie, it's Ellie, but what is the other names on there? It's Lindsay, was it?
No, so I'm Nicola.
Nicola, that's it, Nicola.
And Mum is hanging around somewhere. She sent us a picture and it's just fab. So she's up in the northeast and we're in York.
Oh, okay. So who you on with? Nicola?
Linda, I can't see where she is. I don't know if
she might have skipped off, Linda.
Mum, are you
Hi,
there?
Debbie.
Hi. Did it work? Oh.
Yeah, it did work. It looks great. I've sent it to you.
Oh, good. Let me have a look. Ah, that's better. Beautiful. There we go. Love that. Well done. Good. That's the best one you've done.
Really?
I think so.
I think one I did a couple of years ago with you in person was
What
nice.
was that one? Oh yeah, but that was like it's easier when I'm out there and I can help you.
Yeah, when you
I've
can.
done all my live workshops out in the cafe, and it was the beach huts, yeah. Yeah. I'll let you go, mate. I'll let you go. Take care. Lovely to see you. Right, let me go through. Let's have a look.
Debbie, I'm off as well. Thanks for that. It was really good.
Lovely to see you.
So concentrating. I'm going to send it over to you now.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to do a little bit more to it tomorrow because there's a hard line in the sky that I can't get rid of.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to have another go at it tomorrow, but I'll send you what I've got right now.
Okay, mate.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Debbie. We're off.
Okay. Lovely to see you all.
Take care.
Bye. Take care. Bye. There we go. Katerina, let me have a look at yours, Katerina. Oh, wow. Whoa. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. Love that.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. I will see you next week.
Yes, have a good evening.
Yeah. Bye. Right, Lolly, what have you been up to? We're going under the water next week, I will just say.
Oh.
The whole month is underwater.
Turtles.
That's not on my list, but I can put it on there. I can put turtles on one of them. I have got a window where one of the weeks I'm not too sure, but we can put turtles. I had something very kind of.
My granddaughter loves turtles.
Send turtles through, and it will remind me.
I've got a copy of one of something, so I've taken.
Yeah, do that, Lolly, because I will forget. I've got memory start a sieve when I get older. I just think I'm losing the plot.
I've sent you some WhatsApps.
That'd be brilliant. That's lovely, Lolly. I like that. Well done.
Which one though?
Guy in now.
Yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've just sent you some other WhatsApps though. Okay,
I'll have a look. Sarah, are you still there, Sarah? Oh yes. Oh wow! I didn't get that photo. That's beautiful, Sarah. Love that. Oh, I didn't get it. No.
Well, if you WhatsApp me your address, I've got another spare one. So from the previous year when I did it, so I just wanted you to have something different to the one I'd done with you.
I didn't get that. I would remember if I got that. Definitely didn't get that. Definitely did not get that. Let me put my address. I'll actually ask my neighbour because they might have got it.
I don't know. I can't remember.
They wouldn't have thrown it away.
No.
Don't know what address she gave you.
And did you get the other one?
Yeah, you showed me that one before.
Have I, on the Lee River?
Yes. I don't know where. Maybe when we were chatting. That's my address.
Possibly.
Lolly sent me. If people are still on, you wonder what we're talking about. Lolly's been waiting for me to get this Christmas card for her, and I have never got it, and it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, I can't believe I never got that.
That's all right.
I'd love to see it. Yes, no, definitely didn't get that. Definitely didn't get that. 100% did not get that. Maybe the postman stole it because it was so nice.
Shouldn't think so. Anyway, it was fun. It was just different.
Good. How'd you get on, Wendy? Let's have a look. What's Wendy been up to? Oh, yes, that's looking good.
I'm in the process of ruining it by trying to paint the branches, and of course the background wasn't fully dry.
Needs to dry?
Yes, needs to dry, but I'm impatient, Debbie, so I cracked on.
You've got a hairdryer?
Yeah.
There you go, dry it with a hairdryer.
I'll do it, yeah, okay.
I have a little hairdryer in my art studio, and I always use a hairdryer because I'm like you, I'm impatient, I want to get on with it. And
yeah, when I'm going, I want to go. I can't.
Yeah, you're like me. So I've got, when it's in my head and it needs to come out, I haven't got time for it to dry. So I have a little travel hairdryer that sits in my studio. That's my hairdryer. And
that's a good shout. I've got one of those upstairs doing nothing.
Yes, that's all you need to do and dry it.
Put it in my kit.
Put that in your kit. So you can do that while we're doing art club. It's quite a handy little tool to have. That's looking nice.
This is it's yeah, the background's dry, so actually I might just about get away with it. Might just about. I think it's going to be okay. I'll send you a picture in 5 minutes. It might be done.
That's
happy days.
I'm happy to. How did Sarah get on? Where's Sarah's?
I'm going, Debbie.
Okay,
lovely. I've got a workshop all day tomorrow now. So
you're a busy lady. I love that photo album you sent through. That's beautiful. I want to do that of all the art club pictures. Actually, that's what I want to do. And I like 20. We must be coming round to a 1 year anniversary soon. I need to think when we started art club.
Well, I've got everything dated in my portfolio, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, if you could, Sarah, because I was actually out today thinking, wonder when the first one was.
Yeah,
I've got was here. Wasn't long before I came in because Anne started with you. So
that's right. Yes. So you need to look back, all of you, and see which your first ones were.
That book wasn't difficult.
I think that would look nice with all the art club pictures, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That would look really nice. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Put them all
And
in.
it is cheaper if you do a soft cover, which will be fine, because I entered a with Camera Club, and I entered a picture, and it was something to do with sport in Maidenhead.
Yeah.
And we were each given then this soft back book of all the photos that went in for this competition.
Yeah.
And